Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Back by popular demand, we have a sweet little Sadie girl. She wanted to be in the video again today. She loves all of her new fans that comment about her. She's a very sweet puppy. What we're going to talk about today should help you make informed trading decisions because I have been doing a lot of research with this big, beautiful bill. And what's most important to us as traders is what will it do with our stocks and what stocks might run, what stocks may pull back as a result of this bill. And so I had done the research. So I thought that I would spend some time with you today going over those dynamics so that you can make better decisions when it comes to your money. So let's talk through what having this knowledge may do for you. If you are bullish on a stock and you believe that it will rise in the future due to various dynamics, this being one of them, then you can adjust your trading accordingly. So one thing I like to do, if I have a strong bullish thesis for a stock and I want to sell puts, I may go closer to the money where the current action is and further out in time. It does two things to help me. One, if I am selling a put closer to where the current action is, I'm actually going to get more premium for that because I'm taking on more risk. And if I'm going further out in time, I also get additional premium for that because it's the unknown of the future that compensates the option seller. So for instance, if I'm going over some of these stocks, let's say it's NVIDIA, one of them, and maybe it's trading today around that 155 mark, you could possibly go ahead and sell a put at the 155 mark further out and get a lot of premium for doing that. Now, you would only do that if you had a strong confidence level that in the future, NVIDIA was going to be higher than 155. Okay, so that's how it would work. Now, if you want to purchase skips or leaves, you might be able to get away with going with a little bit lower delta if you have a strong thesis that the stock will rise in the future. Now, let's say you're holding one of these stocks that I'm going to go over that potentially will be pulling back as a result of this bill. Well, then you can make the decision to either sell at the money calls, maybe a few weeks out to get extra premium to get rid of the position, or you can trim your exposure to them, or if you want to, you can even buy puts. Now, please don't use what I'm sharing with you today as the gospel. This is speculation only, but I did want to go through this with you so that you will have the knowledge to make the best decision for yourself. Now, before I get into all of the details, I wanted to offer you a free webinar this Friday evening. It's going to be great. I've already made a lot of preparations for it. I want to make sure that those that attend really gain some knowledge on how to better trade these markets. It's going to be all about a strategy that I love to do in the community. It's called the buy right. Basically, you are buying a bullish stock and selling a call almost immediately after purchase so that you can increase the chances of a call away, and you get paid really handsomely for that. In fact, we love it so much in the community. I'm actually starting an entire challenge that will start to take place after the webinar in the coming week. So if you're interested in that, it's free. Go ahead and sign up with the link below before the spots are filled, and then I will be spending some time with you this Friday evening, and I will be teaching you additional ways to make money. So what is this bill all about? Well, it appears to be pro-business, an America First policy pushing domestic manufacturing, energy, and infrastructure. It does have tax breaks, deregulation, and some big budget boosts, but it also cuts green energy and tightens programs like SNAP and Medicaid. This creates winners and losers in the market, and as option traders, we need to know what stocks might go up or down so that we can make the best trading decisions to make the most possible money. Let's break it down. Well, the winners, we're going to talk about them first. We've got the chip manufacturers. First up, you have manufacturers like Intel, Micron, NVIDIA, Broadcom, and Taiwan Semiconductors. Those are the big winners. This bill bumps up tax credits for new U.S. chip factories from 25% to 35%, as long as construction starts by late 2026. Now, this is huge for AI and tech. It will drive demand for domestic chips. You want to think of stocks like all of our chip manufacturers. You could, when I was talking about looking at some in the money sold puts longer term, these would be all the stocks that might be beneficial for you to consider as such. Next, let's talk about the energy companies. Fossil fuel giants like ExxonMobil and Chevron, well, they're smiling. This bill restarts oil and gas lease auctions in Alaska and the Gulf. It lowers royalty rates and it boosts carbon capture subsidies. It also scraps those Biden era green energy credits, giving oil and gas a clear edge. Now, this will have an impact on all of our energy stocks, so you can adjust accordingly. Next, let's talk about the airlines because they are affected by this bill. Let's think of companies like Delta, American Airlines, even manufacturers like Boeing and GE Aerospace. They get a $12.5 million boost to modernize air traffic control. This tackles delays, which are a huge pain point for the industry. So, if you've been holding on to some of those airline stocks, hoping that they would finally get a lift, it might be around the corner. Real estate developers, real estate stocks like Lennar, D.R. Horton, and NVR, they benefit from extended tax breaks like 100% bonus depreciation and permanent opportunity zone credits. Plus, they get a 12% boost of the low income housing credits. Now, this adds 50,000 new units yearly. So, any of the stocks in this sector, they stand to gain. Okay, this is a popular one. It's been what everyone's been talking about. It's the nuclear energy sector. Nuclear players like Constellation Energy, Oklo, and NuScale Power, they get tax credits for new reactors through 2032. These stocks may see short-term gains, but volatility is high due to long construction timelines. So keep that in mind if you are going to trade these nuclear energy stocks. The defense energy is another big winner. Defense firms like Lockheed Martin, RTX, and of course, my favorite, Palantir, they get a $150 million Pentagon boost, including $25 billion for missile defense. Now, these defense stocks, they're stable and they could rise. These are stocks that I love to trade. They usually have quite a bit of premium, especially Palantir. We've been selling some at the money puts further out for Palantir, and we look to get a lot of bit of gains from those as it rises over the next couple of months. Now, I did a full video on this next category, and it was talking all about SoFi. This is the private student loan companies. Companies like SoFi, they do stand to benefit from caps on federal student loans, pushing more borrowers to private lenders. So if you want to watch that video, it's the one I did just yesterday, and it gives you a lot of great detail that will help you make better decisions. Okay, every time there's winners, there's also losers. Let's talk about the stocks you may want to start to consider. Do you want to hold on to them if they are going to pull back? Let's look at electric vehicle makers. This is bad news for Tesla, Ford, and Rivian. The $7,500 EV subsidy ends early for vehicles bought after September 30th. With EV sales already stalling at 8% of the market, this hurts. So there will be downward pressure on all of these stocks. Now, if you look at a company like Ford, they also have just the traditional vehicles, so that will insulate them a bit. Solar and wind energy. Solar and wind companies like First Solar, Sunrun, and SolarEdge, they lose tax credits after a 12-month window. A new excise tax could add $4 to $7 billion in cost over a decade, and project costs may rise by anywhere between 10 and 20%. So these stocks, they have a lot of pressure on them. You may want to take note accordingly. Let's see how this is affecting food companies. They're another considered loser in this bill. Food giants like Kraft, Heinz, General Mills, and McCormick, they face pressure from SNAP cuts as 9% of grocery spending comes from SNAP users. And we have the logistic companies. They're going to be hurting a little as well. Companies like FedEx and UPS, they lose the duty-free status for small parcels, which could slow e-commerce demand. And then finally, we have the medical industry. Well, you've got your healthcare providers like CVS Health. They may get hit by the Medicaid tightening, cutting enrollment and revenue. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that for certain. I hope your brain is bursting with knowledge now and you are ready to face the rest of the trading week. Make sure you are subscribed. Sometimes people unknowingly get unsubscribed and then they're like, "Where have you been?" And I said, "I've been here all along." Just make sure you press that all notification bell. Remember, if you're with me at Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now be sure to sign up for that webinar because I want to personally say hello to you this Friday evening. I can't wait.